You're listening to Oilersnation Radio, presented by the Nation Network. Subscribe for free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Thank you, British lady. Just kidding. That's Lisa Evans. Welcome to Oilersnation Radio episode 50, brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Ford the Giant out in beautiful Sherwood Park, Alberta. Follow them on Twitter at Sherwood Ford and on Instagram at Sherwood_the Giant. We are back today.
We are back.
With Dan to my left, we've got Rick across the table. We've got young Coom, who is his last podcast episode with us for now. He's traveling very soon. And then to my right is producer Tyler Yaremchuk. I'm going to start off today's podcast with a question from our friends at Sherwood Ford. They have sent in, how is everyone handling the post-Brassard era? If you didn't know, former Edmonton Oilers Georges Larocque said that Derick Brassard was going to be coming to town on a one-year deal. A few hours later, he signed a one-year contract with the New York Islanders. And I'm going to go around the horn here and check in with everybody. Are you upset, Daniel?
I think the funniest thing from it is how people are so angry at Georges for getting something wrong. But I'm pretty upset that we don't have Derick Brassard playing on our third line. Just joking.
Rick, do you care?
Nope.
Cam?
I purchased a Derick Brassard jersey, and now I don't know what I'm going to do with it, and I'm devastated. I purchased the jersey, and then I saw that he wasn't going to sign, and I started crying.
Which number do you put on it?
Number 1, because he's my favorite player.
Number 1 in your heart?
Number 1, Derick Brassard, number 1 Oilers jersey. It's the Comet jersey, too.
Oh, nice. The Todd McFarlane, if you will. Tyler, are you very upset about Derick Brassard?
I mean, Coom's holding onto the mic. I'm a little bit mad because it would have been a good depth signing, seeing that he only signed for $1.2 million too. They easily could have afforded it by just waiving Kyle Brodziak and freeing up the money, and I think he would have been a good fit on the third line. Could have helped out the second power play unit, all that stuff. So just a little bit disappointed that they couldn't get a deal done. I don't know how close they ever were though, right? That's the thing. Was Derick Brassard all right, yeah, I'll sign it tomorrow, and then the last second the Islanders came in with $100K more, and he jumped ship? You'll never kind of get the full story out of it.
I like that Derick Brassard also played for 3 teams last year. Got to respect that. Pittsburgh, Florida, and Colorado.
Do you think they showed him the DVD that they showed Danny Heatley?
I would man, I've said this a million times. I would love to know what was on that DVD. Did they take him to the Talus Balls? Have to.
They weren't even around yet, were they?
Nope.
Oh, I don't know.
That was
Maybe
way
Danny Heatley
early.
Maybe they just had a rendering of where the Talus Balls were going to go.
Have you ever seen
Can you imagine what's going to be here, Danny?
Have you seen that video? I think it was the Pittsburgh Penguins. They put it out, and it was filmed back in the 80s, and it was
Yep.
a tour of WHM.
Yep. I know exactly.
It was the Penguins were all having a blast at WHM.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Edmonton's got West Edmonton Mall. And it was this super 80s ass video. I bet you that was the DVD that they showed Danny Heatley. And they're buddy, WHM.
They played that last year, didn't they? They put that on Twitter, I think.
Yeah, they did a Throwback Thursday of the super 80s montage WHM video, and it's fantastic. It's
Very
so
nice.
good.
Very nice. Well, now that Derick Brassard is not coming, he is off the table. My question for all of you is, looking at that third line center spot, what is the answer for the Edmonton Oilers? Is there an internal answer? Someone like maybe a Koopy Marody?
Koopy.
He's got a brand new single out.
Koopy.
It's called Get Them Jeans or something like that. I don't know. Cooper Marody is an
Old
option.
Town Road.
Is it Old Town Road?
It's Old Town Road.
Little Nas Cooper Marody.
Little Koopy X.
I'd listen to that. My question for you guys is, what is the option at third line center now with a guy like Derick Brassard off the table? Is it internal? Do they spend a little bit of their remaining cap space on somebody? What do you guys think? Cameron?
I think you have to go into the season, our training camp at least, and assume that Kyle Brodziak has an NHL spot to lose. I think it'll be easy for him to lose it for a Marody to jump him on the depth chart. But I think ideally the Oilers go and they make one final addition. One guy I've always wanted them to sign this offseason was Brian Boyle. I thought he'd be a perfect fit on the team.
That'd be nice.
If they could make that work financially, that'd be awesome. I think that'd be perfect fit because right now I don't want to see Granlund or Gagne playing center on your third line. Those two players thrive better on the wing. So I think ideally an outside acquisition, but you have to at least give Kyle Brodziak the opportunity in training camp.
Looking at puckpedia.com at some of the free agents, maybe some of these might tickle your fancy, Daniel. Patrick Marleau. Huh? No, not going to have it. Okay. How about a slightly used Dave Bolland?
No.
Okay. How about Yuri Laterra?
No.
Everybody's favorite Vancouver Canuck, Cody Hodgson.
Dead air.
Okay. Marcus Kruger, anybody? Hello?
I think our answer is from within. I think we brought him in this summer. He just came over yesterday.
Gaetan Haas.
Gaetan Haas. I think that's the that'll be the guy that comes out of camp. I think Coom's right that Kyle Brodziak is probably penciled in right now, but Gaetan Haas is going to skate circles around him and skate his way right into a roster position.
I still think they got to go out and get someone and then let everyone continue to fight it out. Like, I don't know how much Brian Boyle would cost, but I just feel like you're going into the year and your bottom 6 centers is going to be some combination of Gaetan Haas, Kyle Brodziak, Colby Cave, hoping Puljujarvi's now a centerman, hoping Sam Gagner finds a way to be a center again, hoping Marcus Granlund can somehow be a center. Like, you're just hoping for so much. Go out and get that one more sure thing. What about someone like Riley Sheahan?
I think Ken Holland likes to play around with cap space. Like, he likes to have some to work with in the season.
But he could.
I'm not saying that he would. It just, to me, it just causes more work for him now. I think that's why he brought in Gaetan Haas.
But one to 1.2 million on someone like Brian Boyle if he goes for the same as Brassard, or like $900K on Riley Sheahan. All you'd have to do, you send down Yurko, you send down Haas. Like, the money part of it's even.
Leave Yurko out of this.
Well, I mean, he's probably not going to be on the team, so
It's Brodziak. You're not going to see Brodziak very much. I think he's got injury problems right now. He'll see LTIR for most of the way. I think he's pretty much penciled right off the roster. I don't think anybody involved wants him out there. They want to go younger. They want to go faster. He just doesn't really fit the bill. For the record, Behind Me is the title of his single. And I think Marody actually gets a really good chance to take that third line spot.
Sorry, what was his single? It's not
Behind Me.
Get These Jeans, Volume 2.
Is it called Behind Me because Kyle Brodziak's behind him on the depth chart?
I thought you were going to talk about the printer that was behind you. Anyway,
Yeah, I was very confused. That was quite a lead into that. Behind me.
I was terrified to know where he was going.
also for those who are listening and were like, man, what the hell was that noise in the background? Because I kept like holding my headphones nice and tight, being like, what the? That was our air conditioner that we forgot
It's
to
very
turn.
hot in this room, and it's necessary.
Which is actually behind me.
It
And
is
then
behind you.
as soon as Rick said behind me, Bag Milk looked behind me and it was like, hey, can you turn off that AC?
Anyways, my kind of sleeper pick, and I wrote this in my mailbag answers. Ryan McLeod, speedy, coming out of junior, almost made like
Had a really good camp last year.
made some great impressions last year in camp. I mean, if you threw him with 2 veteran wingers, like how would a third line of Ryan McLeod, Alex Chason, and Marcus Granlund look?
I think he's got to look better than Marody does, though. He's got to be the second best forward out there, because I think Benson cracks the top 6, and I think he's got to be the second best. Otherwise, because he is a little bit younger, it's going to be easier to put him back down in the AHL.
Like, he wouldn't have to just make the team. He would have to force his
He'd
way
have to
onto the
take
team,
a spot.
right? He'd have to
Take a
take a spot, not get a spot type of thing. But I think Ryan McLeod might be a guy you want to keep an eye on.
I
This
don't
time
know.
next year,
Yes. Yeah.
for sure.
Ken Holland's track record is, I think you're absolutely correct. He has to knock it out of the freaking park every game that he's in.
We're due for
to
one of
make
those
that
right
team.
away, though.
100%. We're
You'd
due
think,
for a
right?
lot of things, but yeah, I don't know. I
Right
don't know.
now, if beards are the tiebreaker, Cooom Marody has it. That's all I'm saying.
Joseph Gambardella takes that one though.
Well, of course. He's a part Yeti, in my opinion. Changing gears a little for a second, I've got a question that came in from Oilers Adam. Cam, you'll like this hypothetical. Would you rather eat a beef and ched from Arby's with Nuge or share some nugs and fries from Wendy's with Connor?
Nuggets and fries.
What do you mean share? Like,
Well, I guess you're going to be sharing them. Like you get one meal.
so wait,
and
I don't
you
get
will
it.
have to
So
distribute it.
am I sharing the beef and cheddar with Nugent Hopkins too? Are we
It-
taking
to
fights?
shake-
Oilers
Five
Adam did not specify. He just said, would you rather eat a beef and ched from Arby's
Can
with
you-
Nuge or share some nugs and fries? So to me, that means you get your own beef and
No,
ched.
I think it
No,
doesn't.
no.
I think it
It's-
doesn't.
It's Lady in the Tramp style. For
Yeah, this is
sure.
what you're sharing.
Hang on, Lady in the Tramp style? Okay, well then that's hands down. I'm Lady in
We're
the
going
Tramp in
Nuge
that
with
Nuge
it.
one.
I'm doing the beef and cheddar, and I'm sitting outside on a nice evening. It's warm outside. The stars are in the sky, and me and Ryan Nugent Hopkins are sharing a beef and cheddar, and we are eating it, going back and forth, and then we come in for the final bite.
That's
and,
amore.
we're locked eyes, and then we share a nice kiss.
That's nice. Beef and cheddar, nice kiss.
You can't
Everybody
beat the
wins.
Beef and cheddar. Beef and cheddar definitely over nugs.
Nugs and fries.
Yeah, That's fair.
I'm nugs and fries all the time.
And
That's
you know
an
what?
easy share.
Beef and cheddar. You get
Connor
the
and
large
I
one
have a
too,
good
so there's like
conversation.
a lot of beef on there.
Oh yeah,
You get
absolutely.
some extra Arby's sauce.
I feel like it would be very good for me because I know Connor doesn't, like, at least he doesn't come across as a guy that likes to have a lot of conversation, and I wouldn't know what to say, so it would just be one of those, like,
You can't have
completely
awkward
unspoken
silence.
conversations. Oh, yeah. No, you just have a lot of eye contact.
I don't particularly like
Are
the
you
fries
eating
at Wendy's
nugs and
anyway.
Fries?
I'm gonna go out and say that I don't really like the fries from Wendy's, so
Wow.
that's not even an option for me.
Shots
I'll crush
fired.
some nugs though.
The best fries at fast food restaurants, one McDonald's still, but A&W's a tight second.
Costco.
I have a
Yeah,
real
okay, but
hard-
Costco's not fast food.
I got a
really.
tough
enough.
time not getting onion rings at A&W.
And
It's
Costco-
onion rings all the time.
I'm not a big onion rings guy.
Costco just announced some kind of, like, automated food dispenser for their food section.
Oh, that's
What, their
So
hot
it's gonna
dogs
be
can come
even
out of
faster.
a vending machine?
Yes. Yeah, some kind of crazy new thing that they're doing where
Is-
they
Because
don't
you've
have to have
seen the
staff.
kiosks you order off of
Yeah.
already, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Costco on Skip the Dishes?
No, but Wendy's is.
But why isn't
Exclusively.
Arby's?
Exclusively.
Why
Wendy's is on
isn't
Skip the
Arby's?
Dishes.
though?
Arby's needs us. That's what I'm saying. You guys are losing location. Breaking my heart. Let's talk, Arby's. Let's talk. Let's get you on with our friends at Skip the Dishes that we're going to talk about in about 16 minutes.
I think Mrs. Arby's does listen to this podcast.
Mrs. Arby's does?
Yeah, not Mr. though.
Welcome.
He's only a real life fan.
Welcome. Earlier this week, we got another quote from one Jesse Puljujarvi in the never-ending drama summer.
Make it stop.
This week, he said, I just want a team where I get a place to play in one of the first two lines and where I get to play for 15 minutes per game. Then I could show what I'm going for. That's my main goal. Tyler, I'm going to start with you. Grab the
Yep.
mic real quick.
Do we have to keep talking about this?
We're going to, because it's August.
Okay, so I think this got taken a little bit out of context type of thing. I don't think he's sitting there and going, the only reason I'm not going back to Edmonton is because they're not going to play me in the top six. I think there's way, way, way more to the situation in Edmonton than coaching, than management, than ice time. I think there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I'm very loosely right now, if you haven't figured it out, hinting at maybe something in the locker room. He doesn't get along.
It's a dressing room in hockey.
Oh,
Not
sorry.
a locker room, it's a dressing room.
It doesn't fucking matter. Dressing room, locker room. I think that's where a lot of Puljujarvi's displeasure comes from. By saying this, I don't think he's going, if the Oilers promise me top 6 minutes, I'm going to come in and play. I think what he's saying is his goal in the NHL is to be a top 6 winger one day, and he doesn't think he can do that in Edmonton, and he doesn't think there's a fit in Edmonton for him to reach that goal and reach the potential that he sees for himself. So I think some people were maybe a little bit overreacting to that. But again, just another straw onto the camel's back that has been the media circus of Jesse Puljujarvi in the last 12 months, right?
It's funny, last spring when everyone was arguing for him, that's exactly what they were arguing for. Get him in the top 6, get him with some offensive linemen, and get him 12, 13, 14 minutes a game. He's out there playing 6. What are you going to do in 6 minutes? Not going to do anything. So all he really wants is exactly what we were arguing for him last spring. And these quotes, they're questioning him. They're coming on interviewing him. He's not just sitting there going, hey, someone come ask me this, and just putting it out there. So he's just answering
Unlike his
questions,
agent.
and he's just answering it honestly.
Yeah, I would say that it's his agent that's the one that's actively going out there and saying stuff. Dan, go ahead.
He needs to fire his fucking agent right now. Like, that's like,
I don't
flat
think this
out.
has to do with his agent.
No,
though.
but it's a culture that has been created around him now, where the media is able to come up and ask those questions. He should be coached to just stop answering, stop talking, because at this point, to me, it's
we don't
not.
want that in the
to-
league. We want
at
these,
this point,
we want these real answers.
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
don't
but
we?
it's at this point right now, it's not even. It's about Jesse Puljujarvi, the hockey player. I want him on the Edmonton Oilers. I don't think that there's a fit anymore there, and I get it. But for Jesse Puljujarvi's hockey career, we all know that the NHL is a circle, and all those GMs think the same way.
No, not at all.
I think the
They
NHL
all-
is a rhombus.
They all are. They are all listening to this now, and they're just taking shots at him over and
what's
over
his,
again. His agent is fucking talking out of his cheek at every single opportunity. It's annoying.
The NHL is a hexagon.
That winger from Dallas did the same thing, and they went over to Russia, came back. and-
Nikushkin?
Nope, the other one. Radulov. Radulov was like a dick
Yeah,
back.
he lost like 3 years of his career,
and then
though,
came
like,
back, and he's fine. So I don't think this whole thing is going to get him like
Ryan
it's not
O'Reilly
gonna
left
get-
to play in the KHL, didn't he?
Well, remember he signed there and then he
yeah.
didn't
So the
actually
offer sheet
go or
with
something.
because this was back when Calgary offer sheeted him, and then it turned out that if he had accepted the offer sheet and they got him, he would have to clear through waivers. They had to give Colorado the picks,
Right.
and he could get claimed by a different team.
It's funny. Even if Puljujarvi has had a successful 3 years, he probably doesn't have the contract right now anyways because no RFA does.
That is true. There's a lot of RFA still waiting. Just to wrap this up so we don't spend too much time on it, Ken Holland responded where he said, I talked to his agent again. Nothing's really changed. So the next couple of weeks here, I've got to heat up the phone lines and see if I can find a solution. Otherwise, Europe is probably the only solution. We'll see what happens. So it's a sad story. I remember the draft party. Puljujarvi slipped to 4. The entire bar started chanting his name. I was very drunk. I had celebratory shots of tequila, if I remember correctly, although I may not remember correctly.
That's probably correct.
It's sad. Sad, man. I had big hopes. Now, somebody else can have big hopes. I'm sorry, Jesse. I'm sorry this is happening to you. What I'm not sorry about is our relationship with the fine folks at Sherwood Ford the Giant. They, Dan, I don't know if you know this, they have just re-signed with us.
They have.
Because we are excellent people.
Well,
They love this podcast.
they do.
And they love the shenanigans that we do together.
Yeah.
In fact, they were even teasing the other day on Twitter that they are getting trained up, fired up for a new season of Frank versus Gus. My boy Frank has been training all summer to ensure that his picks are locked in, just as they were the last year.
And if you're listening to this live right now, you're welcome to go join the Nation truck down at the world's longest baseball game at Centennial Park. It's going to be front and center in front of the gate as you walk in. If you take a photo of the Nation truck there, or if you see the Nation truck anywhere, take a photo of it, post it on social media, #NationTruck at Sherwood Ford, and you're entered to win a $100 gas card from our friends at Sherwood
Did you
Ford.
drive the Nation truck last weekend for an event?
I did. We were at the Chase for the Cure, so they were raising money for cancer research in Alberta. They're still doing that, and you can visit giving.albertacancer.ca to donate there. I was the pace car driver for a couple races. Did a caution lap driving the Nation truck 60 kilometers an hour around the Edmonton International Raceway. So that was a lot of fun for a good cause.
You're listening to Oilers Nation Radio, a member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
That was the most handsome bumper I've ever heard. Is that Tom Gazzola, Tyler? Yes. He's nodding yes, grabbing the microphone.
I don't like to give away who our voiceover artists are.
You don't want to dox anybody.
I'm going to dox you. That was handsome. Tom Gazzola. Go follow him on Twitter at Tom Gazzola. You'll see how handsome he is. Look for up the picture of him in the Bond Senior jersey that we made him wear, and he was very upset about it.
He also has a special account called at Handsome Tom, where he posts sexy pics
Of his hands.
Just pictures of his hair.
Of his hair and feet.
and his feet.
Yeah. If he can somehow Photoshop his hair onto the feet, then we're really got something going on. Changing gears, we're sticking with the forwards in Edmonton, though. Jason Gregor had James Neal on his show this past week, and he was talking about why things went poorly in Calgary. So I'm going to read the quote, and then I'm going to go around the horn to get your thoughts, whether this is a valid excuse or not.
How many words do we get?
I don't know. How many you want?
Okay.
One.
All right.
I'm no tyrant, Dan.
Oh.
You can have all the words you want.
I don't even know what to say.
James Neal says, I think it was a combination of things. You never like making excuses or whining or anything like that, but I think coming off back-to-back losses in the Stanley Cup Finals and just what you do to get to that point and what you put your body through, I think that any guy who's been there and won or lost in the finals will tell you how much of a grind it is and how hard it is. And then to do it 2 years in a row was very tough. Dan, I'm going to start with you. Do you think that is like, we're not going to make excuses for the real deal, James Neal. I'm happy he's here. But do you think that's like a valid kind of concern / point / whatever?
It's a thing that comes up time and time again when we talk about the Stanley Cup hangover, right? It's a real thing. It affects those guys. They're off season. They're creatures of comfort. They're creatures of habit. And he doesn't have a lot of the same training. But we have a champion sitting here at the table with us, ball hockey champion.
Yep.
You might be able to tell you about that.
I won the ball hockey championship this year, and later in summer I hit a walk-off and slow pitch.
And do you find now that you are a championship winner, I believe that you scored in the deciding game, if I remember correctly. Did you feel like you didn't get the rest of your summer to train properly for your slow pitch league?
No, I feel perfectly fine. I think James Neal's excuse is ludicrous, talking as somebody who did come through and win the big prize, unlike James Neal. Back-to-back years, I'm a winner. So from my opinion, it matters more. I went into the summer with a lot of energy, a lot of adrenaline, a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger. And that helped lead me into my Edmonton Sport and Social Club slow pitch. And I've had a very good season. So I think James Neal is completely incorrect. And I know better than him.
Rick?
I think there's a little bit of truth to it. I get a guy like that. You don't get it trained properly. You don't get a rest properly. I get it. I don't really think it carries over that deep into the season, though. But once things start to unwind on you, once things start to spiral downwards, that I agree can get out of control. And, I didn't pay a lot of attention to him last year. I really didn't give two shits. But, yeah, I could see him. He'll be fine this year. He's going to come back.
I think what you're saying is that Oilers fans don't generally care about the Calgary Flames, unlike Calgary Flames fans always caring about the Edmonton
Yeah,
Oilers.
I really have never understood that. I really don't give a shit what happens down there. Although this year I have to pay attention a little bit because I got a friend down there. But other than that, I really don't care. But
I don't want to derail the commentary too much, but I did have a question about that because Flames fans I've seen have been asking, do the Oilers fans really think that James Neal is going to be that much better than Lucic?
And I would counter by saying you haven't watched Milan Lucic.
Well, and that's my thing. And my question is what is your guys' perception? What's your actual perception of why things went wrong for James Neal down in Calgary from what you know?
I think it was a case where he went through a bit of a slump. He got buried a little bit on the depth chart. All of a sudden, Peters wasn't playing him. All of a sudden, him and Peters were butting heads. He couldn't get his way back into the top six. The odd time he would get a look there, he'd have a bad game and he'd be right back down. I just think it was mutually a bad fit. The coach didn't like him. He didn't like the coach. I bet you if he could go back into last year, there were probably some things he would change too, right? Like, I think it was a point where everyone was just frustrated with everyone, and it was clear that he needed a fresh start and that it wasn't a good marriage there in Calgary. With Lucic, it's different. With Lucic, he got plenty of opportunity.
Okay.
He had so many chances in the top six, so many chances on the power play. He had the crowd yelling Luch so many times, and just routinely he let down the organization for a stretch of 2 seasons. Neal having one bad year in his first year in Calgary is not the same.
He let down everybody except for Coom in the Lucic goal draft, of course.
Looking at the numbers, James Neal was the 14th most used player for the Flams last year. 14.
Which is wild.
It is pretty wild.
You'll have a couple defensemen ahead of him there, but or are you just talking about forwards?
No, this is defensemen. They're in the mix.
Okay.
I couldn't sort quick enough, but there are defensemen in there. But like amongst forwards, he's buried in there as well.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess that's been my thing. Is it for James Neal? It was a usage thing. For Lucic, it was we couldn't find a place to use him.
The talent's just gone when it comes to Luch.
Yeah.
That's all there really is to it. His game, the game has kind of passed him by, and his hands let him down. He had lots of opportunities. We've watched, all sorts of times where he had a chance to score, just couldn't get it done.
I feel mean saying it, but I think it was The Score put out a list of the top 10 worst contracts in the NHL, and Lucic was at number 2, but right beside his name, it said Calgary Flames now. And it brought a little joy to my heart. Just a little tiny glimmer of light.
The trade still just makes no sense for Calgary. I don't get it at all.
Go ahead.
I'm not overly confident that Neal will bounce back and be a 20-goal scorer. I mean, it could happen. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. Maybe he's toast. Who knows? But I mean, at the end of the day, like you're trading away an impossible buyout for a very palatable buyout. And I just don't get it for the Flames.
Yeah,
still just it's been like a month and I still can't wrap my head around it.
If Neal doesn't succeed like we think he will, and like that trade or the clause on the draft pick thinks it will, then we don't lose a draft pick and we have a guy that we can buy out a lot easier. We don't have to protect in the expansion draft. Just check. There's like if both players are absolute ass next year, we have the better ass.
Just buy them out, and it's easy. But the Flames can't buy out Lucic. Really, it's impossible.
I wonder how long it'll be until they're trying to move Lucic out of Calgary.
Like yesterday?
Like next summer?
Probably like Brad Trey Living woke up from his fucking acid trip and was like, oh, wait, shit. And now he's trying to trade him right now.
20 games into the season, I think that there'll be rumblings coming from the media where it's just like,
well, look, the fans are going to be the exact same way that we were. So they're gonna get on him real quick unless he gets out to a hot start. If he lays an egg right away, it's going to be the exact same situation he went through here.
Could you, though, like as much as we just ripped on him, could you not see a scenario where he becomes like a lovable third-line presence who plays on their top power play unit and like gets them 10, 12, 13 goals and like lays huge hits? And
12 goals, they call it big hits, they call it big scraps.
This is what's going to happen. Like, I bet he goes out and does exactly what he did here. Game 1 of the season, he scraps somebody, gets Flames fans on their side, and that'll buy some goodwill until, Christmas. when he's got 2 goals.
He was beloved here. He was absolutely beloved here.
Oh yeah.
He was given every chance by
Up
the
until the
fans
last
to be loved here.
this last season still, when he scored a couple goals, every time he did anything, the crowd chanted Luch. People wanted him to succeed. It's not like Oilers fans hated the guy. They hated his contract.
Exactly, and I was just going to say that. Like, the only thing that you can't walk away from is his contract. And it's just every time you think of Lucic and what he isn't doing for your team, then you think of what you could be paying a guy 5.75.
Thanks a lot, Pete.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pete.
Yeah.
I'm really bummed. Speaking of Peter Chiarelli, I'm really bummed that the Minnesota Wild went with Bill Guerin instead of Peter Chiarelli.
Former Oiler instead of a former Oiler.
God, that would have been nice.
It honestly would have been pretty hilarious, but there's still reports that he was a finalist. So let me float this.
Go ahead.
In the next 4 years, will Peter Chiarelli be a GM somewhere?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If he was a finalist for that bad of a job,
Like, he was a finalist for that job less than 6 months after completely sewering the Oilers.
Having a Stanley Cup on your resume will earn you at least 2 more GM jobs, I think. Like Brian Burke, he was pretty good in Vancouver, really good in Anaheim, won with Anaheim, did a good job, went to the Leafs, disaster, and he still got that job with Calgary. So Peter Chiarelli's disaster was Edmonton after he did well in Boston. I mean, he had a lot of luck, a lot of things fall his way, in my opinion. So he'll get one more, just like Brian Burke did.
Pete will never GM in this league again.
I hope he does. Pete, I'm pulling for you, buddy.
yeah.
You're my favorite free agent GM.
I think
if things start to go his way, though, he can still hose us. So, yeah, let's just...
if he had taken over the
Move him out.
Minnesota job, the only thing is there's nothing there to really pick at. So we want him to get a job where it's
Yeah, we were
juicy.
talking about that, and it was okay, Chiarelli becomes the GM of the Wild, and he's going to go do a dumb 1-for-1 trade, but who even is that player?
Maybe like a
Eriksson Ek.
first-round pick for... You can have Brandon Manning back. Because he wanted him 2 years in a row, you know what I mean? How bad do you want him? How bad do you want him, Pete? You can have him. Sticking with the Calgary Flames, I want to give a shout-out to their art department
Brutal.
for the wonderful Photoshop they did of former Edmonton Oiler and real-life podcast guest Brandon Davidson. Not only was it the worst fucking head placement I've seen in a long time. I make bad
we do
Photoshops.
bad Photoshops.
I make a lot of bad Photoshops, so I feel like I've got an eye for bad Photoshops. They made him the wrong hand.
I think this was lazy. This isn't even bad. They didn't put any effort into this. They just slapped a head on someone else's body and said, all right, move on next.
What was worse, the effort that their graphic designer put into that Photoshop, or the effort that Johnny Gaudreau put into their playoff series?
Wait, oh.
It's time to get up. Definitely Johnny.
He had nothing.
He was nowhere.
No answers for anything. So happy birthday, Brandon. I'm sorry that you did not have a Photoshop befitting of your character and how awesome you are, because the Calgary Flames are a trash organization.
But we'll see him twice this winter.
Hopefully more than that, because he's a nice dude.
Personally, we'll go down there twice, right?
Yeah. Hopefully maybe he'll be around the city and we can have him back at this table talking a little hockey. If you haven't listened to the Brandon Davidson interview on Real Life Podcast, go check that out. That was from last summer. Actually, we had him in the day he signed his contract with the Blackhawks, so he was very jacked up that day. Good day. Now,
It's like a 6-hour day.
it was a
Most
6 hour day. We put in a
podcast
shift.
went 2 hours or whatever, and then we sat around and 4 or 5 of us just drank and chatted all night.
Well, I mean, we had to sample the water. There was rumors that there is problems with the water in Edmonton, so we had to make sure that had been all cleared up. So I want to go ahead and thank Brandon for that time. And I also want to thank our friends at Skip the Dishes for being a part of this little show that we've got going on here. If you are ever hungry, and you are lazy, and you cannot cook, just like me, you head on over to skipthedishes.ca. You sign up for an account. You order whatever you want. Whatever you want. We were talking about Wendy's. You want Wendy's? It's on there. You want a spicy chicken? You get that spicy chicken.
It's only on there, Bag Milk. It's exclusively Skip the Dishes product.
Can you get Costco?
I wish you could get Costco.
I do not think so.
You need a membership. Then you would need the Uber driver, the Skip the Dishes driver to have
No,
a
Oh,
membership.
you can walk in the left
They're
side.
they're
and go
pretty.
right to the
They're,
thing.
they're pretty low key about letting people go on the exit now. It used to be an issue.
No, those
now-
hot dogs are
The
cult.
key, the trick is to tell them that you're going to the pharmacy, and then they can't stop you. You don't have to have a membership to use a pharmacy in Alberta.
The key is to wear
Just tell them you're going for a hot dog. They'll understand.
the key is to wear a balaclava and run in the exit, and they can't stop you.
The
Make
lady
sure you
with the
have a
highlighter
weapon.
will chase you a little bit, stop, sir. And she'll highlight you as you run by. I get it. Skipthedishes.ca. Go there. Enjoy some food because you need to be nourished. You need to be fed. And Tyler wants to push the button, and he's going to do that now.
Follow Oilers Nation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
That one's funny.
What was that? Who is that?
The camera in the background.
Somebody
Follow
typing.
Oilers Nation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Why is it someone's typing and then taking a
It's a
photo?
no, it's the old sound of a typewriter. You may not know
And
this,
then is there a camera snap?
but
Yeah,
you
there's
have
a
to
camera in the
reset the
background.
typewriter at the end, so it's like
realistic.
Ding.
Is that what it is?
Follow Oilers Nation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
No, that's
Oh,
a
it is
camera.
a
That's a camera. That's
That's
not
someone
I was
typing and then
trying.
taking a photo. So it's like I
Okay.
wrote a fucking thing down in my browser and then I took a photo of it.
No, you typed out a tweet and then you took a photo of something for Instagram.
At Oilers Nation alt.
Man,
On Twitter.
don't rip on my splitter making ability. Those are good.
I like
at
it.
Official Oilers
One
Nation
more time.
on Instagram.
One more time.
Follow Oilers Nation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Did you make this?
I like how it's not actually like informative. It's just do it.
He's typing, and
Just
it
do
says
it.
Twitter, and the camera is when it says Instagram.
I love it.
We are back.
As I mentioned off the hop on this show, this is Coom's last podcast with us for now.
Press F to pay respects.
He may call in at some point from where he's going. Cam, do you want to tell people where you're going? I don't know what
We
people
told him
know.
last week.
Yeah, Tyler
Remchuk doxed him.
Yeah, Tyler spilled my beans last week.
It was so
I was
good.
really excited to make a big announcement on this podcast. It was podcast number 50. I thought it was going to be really cool. And then Tyler, because he has no social skills, he's a big idiot, said, he doxed me, said I was going away, which I am. On Sunday, I am moving to the United Kingdom to do some traveling. I got a work visa. I'm still going to be producing content. doing
You
my
are still
thing.
going to see him in written form.
You'll still see me writing about the Edmonton Oilers and the Toronto Blue Jays. You'll see me on the Leafs Nation. I like to make fun of the team. I post very sarcastic posts on that website.
We're going to use the landline here at Little Brick to call you in the middle of the night to be on the
Yep.
podcast.
You can call me in the middle of the night.
Because we can make this work. It's an 8-hour difference. So right
8
now
hour
we're recording it's Thursday afternoon at
He'll only be
2:30.
4 Jamesons into the night. He'll be fine.
That's fine. It's casual.
like, I have no hobbies beyond talking about sports, no interests in life. So it'll be very easy for me to continue doing this from the distance.
I wonder if you're going to be a Guinness guy when you get back.
I'm not a fan of Guinness right now, but maybe it'll grow on me. And
Well, you'll be drinking it from the source now.
Yeah, it's
Taps.
apparently it's better over there. Yeah, it's the tap water there. When you turn on like the shower, it's just like liquid bread.
Dark,
Coming down.
dark, foamy liquid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're already a potato guy. So that's good.
Yeah, big
Now you're
potato.
going to be
guy.
a Guinness guy. You're kind of a pale guy.
Yeah, I get.
So you're going to fit it right in.
I get sweaty. I get red. I don't agree with the sun.
Did you know that in Ireland they haven't allowed corn to be imported in 20 years?
Like corn, like the music, the band. You can't.
Yeah,
stream
No,
you
the-
can't stream Freak on a Leash
food
anymore.
People on Spotify are trying to like listen to their favorite songs by Corn and they can't.
Why can't I find Life is
You're
Peachy?
giving up tortilla chips. Did you know that?
What?
You're not allowed to have tortilla chips in Ireland.
The fuck are you
There's no
talking about?
nachos?
No corn.
Wait, is this the Republic or is this Northern Ireland?
I believe it's both.
Well,
What about
I just
flour
made all
shells?
this up. I just
I
made
just,
this
I
up.
just made that whole
Like,
thing
what about
up.
flour shells?
That's not accurate. Like,
It's not accurate at all.
And they don't got corn on the cob?
I had you guys. Oh, a little
No, you
bit.
didn't.
You were thinking. You were thinking. Somebody on the podcast is just like, shut the fuck up, Dan.
Did you know? Here's a little fun fact for you. Ireland is one of the few countries in the world and the only country in the EU that does not have a postal code.
remember, I'm not moving to Ireland. I'm moving to Northern Ireland.
How do they get their mail?
Yeah, how are we
How do we
gonna
send
it
you
then?
stuff?
You don't have a postal code.
I'm not moving to the Republic.
So you just have to go to like their mailbox and they just yell out your name and you just have to be there when they yell
Hello,
it out.
Coom. You've got a letter.
It's all
Coom Lewis.
It's just, there's like a big box of letters at the end of a rainbow, and that's where everyone goes and picks up their mail.
Yeah, you just go search.
Your
Just go
letter
search
and your
for
Guinness.
your own.
Yeah, you just dig in like a pile. I get it. There's like 12 people that live in Ireland. They all come here. That's where
Well,
everybody leaves
it's
at.
on the honor code, right? So
Yeah.
if you pick up someone else's, oh no, that's not mine. Oh, that's mine. I take it and walk away.
Cam, your Columbia House CDs are over here. 'Cause I just assume they're in the past, you know? Columbia House, you guys are probably too young. Rick knows.
I know that.
Of course you do.
So I don't know how I'm going to get my Euro 2020 World Cup tickets because they're getting mailed to my house here in May. So one of you guys is going to have to pick up from my house and then come to Belfast and give them to me.
No, we'll just send it to the rainbow. We'll send it to the
Because
Rainbow.
apparently there's no mail there.
Tyler just ripped the arm off his chair. He's so angry at
Tyler's
us.
so
He
Tyler's
doesn't like when we get off
Tyler
track.
Tyler's so disinterested in talking about my send off that he's pulling apart his chair in anger.
destroyed
He
off his
can't
property.
he can't handle it.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I really don't give a fuck. Like straight up.
Tyler's been excited for me to leave since he found out for months because he's been planning to come into my role and become the new me. He's been calling himself Young Coom for years.
We are back.
He has like a life size one of those like those big sticker posters that goes on the wall. What are they called? Fatheads.
Fathead.
He has one of those of me sitting at a laptop with my headphones on, writing content in his room that he looks at, and he prays to it, and he visualizes himself.
It's a little shrine.
Yeah, he visualizes.
Nice.
He's a bunch of pictures of me, like growing up, trophies from playing sports, like my ball hockey championship, like that kind of thing.
The weird part about it too is I was in Tyler's room and he actually photoshops his face over your face in pictures. So it's like it's everything about you. Like we was the Minutemen and he had like screenshots of Minutemen. So it was him and Chris doing whatever.
Yeah, he has photos of like my family with him photoshopped on top. It's really fucked up. But
He's gonna miss you, man.
He's been excited for this opportunity, and now he can finally jump in and fulfill his dream of being me.
That's gonna be a big day for you.
I keep forgetting that you're gonna work from there. So like 6 times in the last like month or so, I've been like, oh man, who's gonna do what would you do Wednesdays? Man, who's gonna run Blue Jays Nation? And every time you're just like, I am, man. I'm still doing it. We'll miss you, I guess.
The fun part is that
one less piece of audio to edit though from the podcast. So I'm actually looking forward to that.
that is true. The fun part for Coom is that the internet is open always.
Allegedly, in your
So that's
opinion.
fun. That's fun.
That's North American internet.
Did you know that the harp is the national symbol for Ireland? Maybe you can learn how to play the harp. That'd be nice.
Not the harpsichord.
Still got the wrong Ireland.
I had to Google Loch Ness Monster. It's Scottish.
That's a Scottish thing.
We're
You're going to Scotland?
We're very well
Cool.
versed here.
So you're going to be wearing a kilt like Irish people do. No, again, that's Scotland.
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
Welsh people wear kilts,
Mm.
and they stormed the Bastille
Will you
to celebrate Wimbledon.
will
I
you take
assume-
a picture of yourself in St. Petersburg Square for us?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My accommodation that I'm living in is right outside of Tiananmen Square in Wales.
Belfast.
I look forward to watching you in the Irish games doing the caber toss and that thing where they throw the big rock. That's what I'd like to see you do.
Isn't the cheese roll Irish?
I think so, yeah.
I think that actually is Irish.
That's a UK.
Of everything that we've listed off, that is
Please
the
go
only
in the
one.
cheese roll.
The Dorchester.
I'm
or
gonna
something
get
like that.
I'm gonna get really into darts. Not smoking darts, but the throwing darts.
You're definitely going to get back into smoking darts.
Give us a 180.
You're definitely getting back into smoking darts.
180.
Man, if you go to a big darts thing, I'm coming to see you because
Absolutely.
I've always wanted to go see darts.
I've spent like the last 6 months, like 3 months of my life, really playing darts on Game Pigeon on my phone on Messenger.
So you're already in the culture.
That is how the pros get better.
I've probably put like in the past 3 months, I've dedicated like 40% of my focus and energy to playing darts on the phone.
Coom just walks into Ireland into any bar and is like, I'll take on any you fuckers. And then he just gets up
And
and he's like,
everyone's
when
ready
do
to-
I start swiping up? When do
Everyone's
I-
ready to play like
Yeah.
actual darts, and I just
Crack out the phone.
Game Pigeon version.
I can see it. You're already part of the culture.
You guys ready for some hypotheticals?
Tyler just ripped off the other arm of his
Yeah,
chair.
you gotta settle the fuck down.
Yeah,
man.
Tyler's really needs to calm down here. So this is Cam's last show, so we are dedicating the last half hour of the podcast to whatever he wants to do, which
Sit
I'm
back
sure
and enjoy. This should be interesting.
which I'm sure Tyler is going to love. He loves when we get off track.
We are back.
We
Cam-
are track.
Start off with the Coom, whatever you got going on.
All right,
Let's
I got
go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 things written down here. I think we can fill.
But first, should we do the where we
Yeah.
say the best or our best memory of Coom?
No, you can save that for the end because that'll
Okay.
be fast because nobody has any good memories of me.
Oh,
It's largely.
Well,
it's largely.
I've been scrambling to try and figure it out. No, I'm just joking. I had one right away.
Real quick though, it's weird because the first time I ever met Cam, he once came in, it was like trade deadline or something, and you came in to run NHL numbers from the content table, but you sat there and didn't say a word for like hours. So I was just like, oh, this dude's just a quiet guy. And then he starts here full time and he started talking weird shit about nothing. What happened? What happened
He's
to you,
biting
man?
his tongue the whole first
Do you
time.
have
He
any,
was.
Do you have any examples for us, Peg Milk?
I can keep it together for like minutes.
Weird
like
shit? Like, I don't know, man. Like, nothing I want to say on here.
Every tinfoil theory ever.
Oh yeah.
All right, Cam, how's the hypotheticals? Go.
Question number 1.
Go ahead.
if we here at the table, like the staff here, made a baseball team, could we win the Little League World Series?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So we got like me, we got Rick, we got Dan, we got Bag Milk, we got Tyler, who's so fucking good at sports. I don't know. He would never mention it. Like he's
texting,
a
can't
modest
hear you.
guy.
Did you know that he plays intramural sports?
Yeah, we got like Wanye, we got like Jay, maybe like the Little Brick Girls. I don't know.
Mixed team.
Yeah,
Sure.
could we win the Little League World Series?
Absolutely.
Tyler, as a person that has
We would
gone to
torch-
Gold Bar Park Elementary and played intramural sports against kids, go ahead.
Yeah, we would torch those motherfuckers. It's over, man. It's over. Like, I'd imagine in the finals, we'd have to go up against like the ace of one of probably the good like international division teams, right?
How
Like,
fast can he throw?
Yeah.
how fast can I throw?
No,
How
those
fast can
kids.
he?
Oh, how the kids can throw. Well,
I
no,
was
they're
at the
throwing
batting cages the other day, and I was hitting 70s. So
Yeah, the kids
I'm
are
ready
throwing
to
around
roll.
like 70-ish. I
Yeah,
think
I'm
that
ready to
every
roll.
couple of years there's like a superstar who hits 80.
Monet Davis, that one girl a few years ago, was throwing like 75 miles an hour.
Yeah, I got it. No problem.
And it's from mosquito distance, right? Like, in Alberta, you'd call it the mosquito level. It's like the 12-year-old distance, so it's really close. Like you need the reaction time of hitting like a whatever it is, like a 92
That's pretty
mile an
much
hour
the
fastball.
batting cages there on
Yeah.
right across from Scona. So yeah, they're close. I was doing 70s.
Who's playing what position? Who's pitching?
Man, I'd be worried about killing one of these kids by like hammering it back at them.
No, that's their problem.
I'm
No,
first
that's fair.
base for sure.
Dan's playing first base.
I'll just rove all three outfield positions.
I can move around.
You're in the outfield doing all three positions.
I think
That's
that's a
right.
more fair comparison.
Okay, so
though.
here's
It's
the thing.
five of
Can the
us.
five of us win
Yeah.
the Little League World Series?
Yeah, just let
Oh,
me
yeah.
let me out there.
We need a pitcher. We need a catcher. So that's two
No,
of the,
then 3 in the field?
yeah.
fuck
So we
no.
got a first baseman, an infielder, and an outfielder. Like how?
No. You
Tyler's-
can't do that.
Honestly, man, I think I could just dominate on the mound. Like I think I would run through these lineups.
Oh man,
If you can hit the strike
They're
zone,
crushing
you
us.
can throw them, but I think you can overpower the kids. I think we'll take them no problem.
Yeah, like I know I can get pretty close to touch in the 70s, get to the mid 70s, and like I got a
Man.
good break. I got a good breaking ball.
We got to do some video content this summer with a gun.
Yeah, I want to
and
see
you.
you throw this.
This has to happen.
Okay, well, we got to get on this because last year we were still supposed to throw fucking footballs over the river. And we
Baseball.
haven't yet to do that.
So weeks ago, we were all screaming about people saying they could beat Serena Williams in tennis.
Yeah.
And now Tyler's like, I could single-handedly.
This is a
I
child.
could single-handedly win the Little League World Series.
How old are these kids?
It's a-
12?
yeah,
But they're like future Major League Baseball players.
Yeah,
You
it's
see
a team of
fucking
guys, yeah.
Jerks and Profar's little brother playing for the Curacao is like 6'2",
For the
Like-
record, I'm saying we don't win.
more body density than Tyler has.
I just don't think we have a chance.
I
And
think
it's
we do.
more.
There's-
It's more fair with the five of us only.
We're too.
just don't
No,
think
we're
The
just.
five of us wouldn't win.
No. You'd need
You
a
need a
full.
full-
You
if
need
we
a full field. We'll win no
A
problem.
full Little Brick team, yeah, we could, or a Little Brick Oilers Nation team, we could win.
Yeah.
I don't know,
We're
man.
just-
Five of us
I don't
couldn't.
think so.
Dude, we're bigger. We're stronger. Even when you don't hit the ball
But there's
properly,
no physicality in. Like if I could hit
sure
the
it
kids, for
is.
sure.
home runs. No, man. Bombs. You start hitting
Dan
bombs.
gets like a 60-mile-an-hour fastball on the ribs and goes at the kid.
Like put me in a football game against 12-year-olds and I'll fucking crush
Okay,
them.
can we win the Pop Warner?
Yes. Like put me on the D line. I would munch them. That would be just a massacre. That
Okay.
like they'd be through their like fourth quarterback. By
I've
this-
seen
by
some
halftime.
kids your size.
Yeah.
Or
Oh
just
yeah.
short of just
Yep.
almost your size, and yeah, it's funny.
So this is turning into us talking about child abuse. So we should move
No,
on.
it's on a
It's a
sport.
consensual
It's
thing.
on a sporting field.
They know what they're
They
getting
knew
into.
what they're getting into.
So you're telling me
into.
you can beat up a 12-year-old as long as it's at the Little League World
Mutual
We're
Series?
not
combat.
beating them up as in like punching
Dan
them
said he wanted to
around.
beat somebody up.
I'm
he's
pretty
just
sure
gonna
that-
blow.
I
He's
said
just
I
gonna
would
blow up
sack
the
a
line.
Yeah,
He's gonna
sack
blow up the line.
Sack the QB. That's all.
And if Tyler wants to throw in high and inside on some of these kids to keep them off the plate, then that's what you got to do.
Yeah, listen, if some 12-year-old from Iowa's giving me the fucking eyes, I'm going to throw it at him.
That kid Big Al from last year. That kid Big
No.
Al.
He's not hitting no fucking dingers
Big Al,
now.
Big Al would take you deep to straightaway center
Yeah,
field,
absolutely.
and
He
you
would.
would throw your glove on the
That's
ground
fun,
and
though.
have a temper tantrum and get kicked out of the tournament, and then we would lose.
It would be like when the Blue Jays
How
played the
big's
Dodgers
the field
this week.
there? How big's the field?
I don't know. Tyler probably knows.
I think it's like 240, 250 to the corners. Like, it's not far at all.
Oh, no.
And
we
it's
should
baseballs, man. You can crush baseballs.
Be, we
Okay.
should be hitting 3 to 4 home runs per inning.
And I assume they're using aluminum bats as well. Oh, buddy.
We're working on something
killing
next year
them.
for the
Moonshots.
prospects.
I'm sorry, like a lot of respect for the little kids, but
We're working on something next year with the prospects. We'll do this.
Little League World
Bring
Series is
Coom in.
fantastic.
how about the
fantastic
junior
tournament.
prospects?
Well, I'm not saying we'll play the prospects, but we'll have to work on something.
All right. Question number 2. Would you take away all of Connor McDavid's skill as a hockey player, and he's still on the Oilers and he's still signed to that contract? You take
Nope.
away all of his skill, but you get to become equally as skilled at anything you want.
Yep, I'm selfish. Sorry, Connor. Love you, buddy. But
I
am now,
I got to
like-
be as successful as
Anything
he
you
is
want.
at
Anything you
hockey.
want. Anything you want. No, anything. It could be painting.
No, but that's my success level. Is I'm one
It
of the
could
best in the
be,
world at whatever I want to be.
Yeah,
All of a
whatever you
sudden,
want.
I'm in Van Halen.
Oh, 100%.
Hell
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Do that easy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sorry,
You guys
buddy.
are selfish.
I am
I want
selfish.
the
No, it's
Edmonton
not at
Oilers
all.
to win a Stanley Cup.
Dude, yeah, now we're
Leave
going to
him
win the
alone.
Stanley Cup, but I'm on the goddamn ice.
No. Oh, you're gonna play hockey.
You're fucking right, I am.
So we get to lose. We lose. We lose like a 23-year-old Connor McDavid in the prime shape of his life to pick up fucking 40-year-old Rick.
It's 30. It's
The exact
38.
same
But if I'm as good as he is right now, then
Those
let's
are
go.
monsters.
Well, let's go.
See, I would take Connor's skill and become equally as good at playing hockey as he is, but I would become that good at painting, and I would paint.
Nice.
I would paint a picture
I would like that.
of every Oilers game and post it on the website.
Could you only become good at one thing?
Why would you paint the Oilers games? Because they're gonna be real bad after that.
Because that's my.
No, I'm out
I
there.
could nenever figure out here for the life of me the entire time I was here the fucking lost challenge shit you guys always did. Bag Milk was eating his beets and Chris would, I don't know, push-ups or whatever the fuck he was doing, and then
It was bad.
Dan was running around and wearing shorts and this and that, and Tyler was crying every time they lost, and everyone had their challenge, and I never had anything. So now every time the Oilers lose, I'll paint and it'll be beautiful.
Well, a little peek behind the scenes, because we did talk about having you paint. It was like, I can't remember what the rules were, but you had to do a painting every time they lost, and then we would
Oh
like
my
sell them at
God.
the end of the year
You're
or
a
something.
painter?
There was 0 paintings done.
There were
No.
0 paintings done.
Yeah, there was like not even
There was-
finger paint.
There was also a thing where we were going to make him carry around one of those like animatronic babies that they.
That's
give you
what I
in high
really
school.
wanted. I wanted him with like a little baby carrier, and that was strapped to his chest every time they lost.
If
God,
there's-
it would have been hilarious.
I don't know if we've ever like really talked about it on the podcast, but you hate babies.
I don't hate babies. I hate
You
babies
hate
crying.
babies.
man.
You hate babies.
No, I hate working upstairs in Little Brick and I'm trying to do something and my attention span's so short and it's so hard to focus and I get in finally and a fucking baby starts crying.
Distracts him.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Like, what am I supposed to like babies crying? What's that all about?
It's soothing.
You're
man.
like, no, it is not soothing, you
Yeah.
weirdo. No, this
It's
is getting
horrible.
weird.
It can be really bad noise. And
We're-
I come from a place where I work in loud noises most of the time,
Yeah.
and that's still it's like nails on a
I think
chalkboard
we're
sometimes.
unearthing a lot of fucked up stuff about Dan right now. He wants to go to the Little League World Series and beat kids up, and he says the sound of babies crying is soothing.
Yep.
Dan's a monster.
Yep.
He's enjoyed all the Oilers losses.
I have. There's a lot of babies crying. when the
Okay, so
Oilers lose.
you guys all take you guys sacrifice.
No,
McDavid, so you
I don't take Connor's talent from him. I'm
I
an
do.
old man. I've lived my life.
Okay, what skill would you learn?
I am now the world's best at dressage, and my horse dances like no other. Like he's doing moonwalks and stuff, and people are like, "Whoa, this guy changed the dressage game!" And all of a sudden, my
But how
horse
did you
is
give
doing.
your
things-
talent to
So
your
I was just going to
horse?
say, hold on, because you've taken the talent from a 23-year-old Connor
No, no,
McDavid,
no.
and you've given it to a horse
No, no,
that will live for 4 more years and then becomes a glue factory member.
no, no.
No. Those
The trainer.
last couple of years though,
Oh,
that dude
yeah.
gets paid.
Oh yeah, when he's the stud,
Oh,
man. If your horse can crip walk, like people are paying you to stud that
could you
thing.
imagine that? Oh, dude, you're gonna be rolling in it.
That's what I'm saying. You guys are looking down on dressage like I didn't think this through. But you know what I did think through, Tyler?
I don't care.
Our friends at skipthedishes.ca. Why? Because I'm hungry. It is 2:45 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon in Edmonton. I would love a snack. So what I'm going to do as soon as we're done recording here, I'm going to head on over to skipthedishes.ca.
Order some Costco.
I checked, it's not there.
Unfortunately, Costco is not on Skip the Dishes. Maybe we can leverage our relationship with the fine folks over there and get Costco on Skip the Dishes.
Can we get a 2-for-1 with Arby's?
Oh, I would love some Arby's. But I will settle for whatever is on there because I'm hungry. So go to skipthedishes.ca, order something because you're lazy and you can't cook, and they will do it better. I promise you.
All right,
We are back.
All right, here's a quick and easy one.
Go ahead.
This is kind of team oriented. This was sent in from my buddy from Leafs Nation, Adam Lascaris. He's a weird fucking dude.
Never heard of him.
He's a really, really weird dude, and you'll see how bizarre he is with this hypothetical. The Oilers get an extra second-round pick at 32nd overall every year for the next 5 years. But you have to take an hour-long WHMIS training course, the same one every single time, every day, for 2 months
I'm confused about what the
before
question
you're
is.
allowed to eat for the day.
For a fucking second-round pick?
Yeah, I don't care about second round pick.
No.
You don't want the second round pick. You wouldn't take
We-
an hour. It's an hour-long WHMIS training.
How many? For 2 months. Before you
Nothing
eat.
wrong with a WHMIS training course.
Before you eat.
So you wake up in the morning, you can't have breakfast until you've taken your WHMIS training
For
course.
2 months.
And the Oilers get a second round pick.
No. How
have
many
you
second
seen
round
it?
picks?
But they get like they get 10 years of picking 32nd overall in every draft. 5 years.
5 years.
How many second round
And
picks have turned out for the
so-
Edmonton Oilers?
That's only
That's
5.
60. That's 60
That's
hours.
Tyler Benson right there.
It's 60 hours of WHMIS
Yeah,
training.
another Tyler Benson. All you have to do every morning is learn about the hazards of like gases and different things like that. For 1 hour, it's easy.
Okay, follow up. Do I just have to be present for the WHMIS class? Oh, actually, no, I guess it doesn't matter because if I take it 60 sometimes, even if there's a fucking test at the end, I'll know it like the back of my damn hand. I think I do it, man. 5 years of the Oilers picking 32nd overall. Even if they just trade the picks, man, they'll get a good player.
Mitch
60 hours.
and just think about
Mirage.
how you will be able to classify hazardous
Mitch.
products.
Mirage.
And like it's a life skill. It's not like I'm learning how to do something fucking stupid. Like I'll gain knowledge. In
How much of your WHMIS training have you used in your life?
Man, my WHMIS training was like basic chemistry 10 in high school.
And I'm asking, how much of it have you used?
None, but like if there is a situation, the Oilers will have a better player, and I'll be able to identify hazardous materials in the workplace.
Well, I'm telling you, in 2015, WHMIS was updated to align Canada's system with the U.S. and other major trading partners. So we all need to be retrained.
That's not the
what
right
I'm saying.
WHMIS.
One of these days,
We're talking about
Dan,
Northern WHMIS.
You're gonna be carrying around a corrosive
Drinking.
material,
Drinking it.
and you won't be wearing the right eyewear and the right
While I
gloves,
drink it, yeah.
and you're gonna be pissed off that you didn't take 60
true.
hours worth of women's
accidentally
training.
spilled it in his
every
eyes.
you said every year. 60
Do you
hours.
have to do
of-
the 60 hours every year? Oh, I thought it was just once.
No.
Fuck that noise.
Yes.
No, it's not worth
No.
it.
So
I'll tell
imagine
you this
the-
right now. Wake up tomorrow and watch an hour-long YouTube video and do that the whole week. First thing you do is
never
wake up
gonna
and watch a dry-ass YouTube video.
What are you saying?
And I
Video.
guarantee you, you're done with that
Could
right
you
away.
imagine doing this 2 months of WHMIS thing, and then the Oilers go and draft like Mitch Moroz with their pick? And you're like,
See?
I took fucking 2
Oh,
months,
man.
2 months of WHMIS for this.
But I mean, it comes back to Bag Milk and I doing the sacrifice for 500 because it's like, Bag Milk, when you have the red surge the next morning after a loss, how does that make you feel?
I ate 39 pounds of beef last year. 39 pounds.
I wore shorts for 462 days out of
Imagine
500.
You did the beat, you do the WHMIS thing, and then they fucking trade it for Griffin Reinhardt.
That's what I mean. You just have such a vested interest in that pick, and you know the Oilers.
The
are
Edmonton
gonna pick
Oilers
him.
have acquired from the New York Islanders Griffin Reinhardt in exchange for Tyler's 60 hours of WHMIS training.
What's
Yeah.
next on the hypothetical list?
All right, we're going to move away from the WHMIS. I got a few of them here. I'm just deciding which one I go. Okay, we'll go with this one. So imagine the Oilers, Cates, with all of his money and his pharmaceuticals, have figured out how to clone Connor McDavid, and he clones him into 23 Connor McDavids, and the entire roster is Connor McDavids. You don't get to pick, like, it's not like, okay, we got 4 McDavids. No, it's 23. You get 23 McDavids. He's all the forwards, all the D-men, both goalies. There's no salary cap. It's just 23 McDavids. But all 23 Connor McDavids before every single game do LSD. How good would that team be?
I'm
How
telling
many games
you,
would they win?
this is what I think. I think that LSD Connor, which of course we're not saying that would ever happen. This is a hypothetical. However,
Yeah,
I
don't do drugs.
do not do drugs. Listen to Tyler. I think that he would find avenues along the ice that nobody else sees, and he would just improve
The
exponentially.
creativity that would
Yeah.
come off him would be incredible.
I've never done LSD, so I don't know like how hard it like fuck you up physically or anything like that. I would-
Bullshit.
No, but like I don't know. Like can you move well on LSD?
Yeah, I actually have no idea as to what LSD
None of us have
does.
any. I don't think any of us have ever done
All I
LSD.
know
as long as you
about
do it in a
LSD
small enough amount, you'll be fine.
is Lucy
Like
in
if you
the sky
start
with
if you start
diamonds.
fucking throwing a lot back, then yeah, you're gonna. But if you do just do a little bit, you'll be good.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say they're an all right team then.
I mean, Doc Ellis threw a no-hitter on LSD.
Watch
in the
No No
70s.
on Netflix.
Fantastic documentary. How many games do you think this team wins?
Oh, 82.
Did you go 82? And
Absolutely.
The only issue there is that
98.
Connor is also your goalie.
yeah, that's weird. So
That's a tough, like it's a tough enough position for him
What
to
I'm
learn.
saying,
I could
though,
believe
is-
he could do it, but
With 5 Connors on the ice in front of Net Connor, he's not even going to get there.
yeah, that's
Not
a
gonna
fair
get there.
point. But
Net Connor is going to see everything you even try and do on him.
Absolutely.
Anyways.
it's the learning the position and then doing the LSD.
He's
that
already
throws
learned the
me off.
position.
Absolutely.
all
Just
right,
plugged right into his brain. What's next?
next question. The Oilers get an extra $1 million in cap room per season, but Tyler's never allowed to leave Little Brick.
Done.
Oh, done.
Done.
No problem.
Done.
We'll set you up a
12,000.
cut.
I would do that for like $100 in extra cap space.
Yeah, like just give me like a free coffee, which I already get at Little Brick, and he'll be stuck here. Like I'm cool with that.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, that's an easy one for me too. That's a yes.
Sorry,
Okay,
Tyler.
but no, I need like some. Okay, if the
we'll throw you snacks.
I know, like I'd live well here. There's good food at
There's
Little Brick
delicious
and
food at Little
Just
Brick.
some skip.
everything I need.
You
Like
can go into the yard too. So the
Oh,
fence, the
okay.
fenced in area.
Includes it, yeah.
see, no, I wouldn't do it.
You need to get them.
Just 'cause
You would do it.
I-
We told you we are.
I know, but I like in
This
my
is
own
democracy,
personal
right?
opinion,
For
if it was
everyone.
like you have to live at Little Brick and never leave, it's obviously not worth it. And like I wouldn't be able to play in my rec league slow pitch games, so that's like a big withdrawal for me. Like that alone isn't worth $1 million.
If you build it here, though, they will come.
We could periscope the game back to you so you could watch.
Plus, if you're just sitting here and it's like 11 p.m., you're in Little Brick, all the lights are off, and you're just by yourself, that's easy for you then to do your daily WHMIS training. And then beyond the Oilers getting a bonus $1 million in cap space, they get an extra pick. So Tyler's self-sacrifice of
But
living
he hasn't-
here.
that means he doesn't get to eat till then.
Yeah, that's fine though. Like you wake up early and it doesn't open until 9 or whatever. When does it open?
Yep, let's go with 9. I don't know. I'm not here that
I'm
early.
never here until like noon.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
So yeah, you just wait and you do your women's training and you just get a pick. I do that easily. You gotta take one for the team. Don't
Yeah,
be a-
absolutely.
don't be a
Stop being selfish.
Just a fucking bitch.
Tyler's being selfish right now. And the way I look at it is if you're doing your WHMIS training, then you can spin that off into a career as a WHMIS trainer that you can broadcast over YouTube or something like that.
All right,
That'd be really
We are
nice.
back.
Daryl Cates sells the team and the Oilers are owned publicly. And for $10,000, anybody can be entered into a pool in which all roster decisions and like all organizational decisions are made by vote. Do you think that like sale and that like public,
How many people are involved in said vote?
anyone who wants to put in
10,000
Anyone that
$10,000.
drops the 10 Gs.
Anyone.
Can I put in multiple tens of thousands to have more opinion?
Sure. You can, if you want to put in $100,000, you get 10 votes. Would you put money into that? And do you think it's a good idea?
Absolutely.
How would you?
Windicate. You got to put it all together.
I'm going to say this is a horrible idea because I have a Twitter account.
This is a horrible idea, you guys. There's far too many people out there with 10 Gs on them.
Just
That they
but-
drop right away.
But you're like in this theory.
Yeah,
this
now I have
hypothetical,
one
it exists.
voice out of 1,200.
But it
not so
exists.
smart
It exists
voices.
whether you do it or not, right? Coom?
No,
It
he
exists
says-
whether you agree to do it or
Cates
not.
keeps the cash. Cates keeps the cash, keeps the company. Or
What was the end of the hypothetical there?
That was it. It's crowdsourcing the Edmonton Oilers, and everyone that pays $10,000 can.
Okay,
be a
so
part
the
of
question
that.
is, would you get in or not?
Oh, is it? Would you allow Cates to make that sale?
Oh,
Up
well,
to
no.
you. You have to
Absolutely
green light
no.
it.
Then no.
So you say no.
But if it existed, then
No.
I have to get in there.
Yeah, if it existed, you would put the 10 grand
Yeah.
into it, right?
I wouldn't. Like I would imagine
You would let me go in with 10 votes?
dude, is one
not
vote
have
of
one
like
vote?
1,300.
I
I
would
would
They're all-
sell my house.
You.
Dan's living on the street. He sells his house so he can vote 30 times
Yes.
for the Oilers roster.
Yes.
move.
I appreciate you thinking my
vote
house is
30
worth that
times
much.
on whether or not Scotty Upshaw should get another fucking
Yes.
PTO.
Yes.
Dan's homeless.
I'm getting it.
I would enjoy badminton. And that's it. Just read the Oilers Nation comment section and you'll see why this is a bad idea.
Yeah, you're
Full
on the
stop.
internet all the time. Like this is no.
It's a terrible
Do
idea.
not.
If
give
it exists, I'm in. I wouldn't allow it to exist
Yeah.
if I had that option. But I'm saying that if it had to exist, I'm not going to let the internet decide that
Yeah, but
without having my own say.
one
Yeah,
vote
yeah.
is
10 votes though. Oh boy. And homeless. Oh boy.
Cool.
Gives me a
So
whole new perspective.
At least it doesn't get cold here in the winter, so being homeless shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, I wore shorts for
Yeah, it's fine.
a cold winter.
As we get towards the end of this podcast, like we said, it's Coom's last. One way to keep Coom involved, maybe every week in our Oilers Nation group chat or Oilers Nation Radio group chat, you should just send us a hypothetical, and we'll do
He's-
Coom's hypothetical every
He's
week without you
actually
here.
not allowed to communicate with us from Ireland. It's against the rules.
He's joining the IRA.
Anyway, so yeah, maybe like a Coom's hypothetical from
Texting
Ireland
can't cross the
would be
ocean.
cool. So yeah, that was my like actual legitimate idea. Thanks for shitting on it, guys.
Before we wrap this up, I do want to hear everybody's favorite Coom moment.
I just like the weird shit he says all the time. He's interesting
Yep.
to listen to and to look at.
My absolute favorite, I think one of my favorite trips that Oilers Nation ever did was when we went to Lake Louise and played in that pond hockey tournament.
He was the drunkest
Now-
man alive.
Now, Coom and I roomed together, and that was the first time we'd ever really like hung out together. And I went to the bedroom earlier, or the room earlier, because I had to clip a hockey fight, and then Coom came in absolutely blasted out of his mind. He had just finished some kind of fancy like smoking drink that they had served him at the bar for like $80. And he came up to the room and he was just out of it, confused, talking to me about stuff. And then he just flops on the bed and he's gone. Just gone. Like it was like mid conversation.
Happens to the best of us.
But yeah, I do agree with Bag Milk. The randomness of Coom was great, but the best part of that Lake Louise tournament was it was the second last game. You guys were playing on the worst sheet of hockey I've ever seen. That ice was fractured beyond belief. And Coombsy coming out of the zone against a team that was just trying so hard to beat us. Coom, I don't know how you got it, but you scored an own goal on your own
that
net.
thing in
and
there.
it was
I was trying to do a DDD pass.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
Put it into our
You
own
put
net.
it into our own net, and it was just one of those moments. It just etched in my brain forever.
I remember looking over to Jay after I did that, and he looked like so
right.
disappointed.
Jay wanted to win that tournament so bad, and you guys had that game in the bag. You guys
Was
all
the Red Bull
smashed
game.
Red Bulls beforehand, and you guys were chanting Red Bull, but we watched the decline happen into the second period.
Did you put some vodka in those Red Bulls?
No, it was just this was the hangover day too.
Yeah. Yeah, it
And
was
we
after
hit the
day
Red Bulls
two.
and we were all fired up and we were screaming and we were up like 8-2 and then they scored like 12 unanswered goals.
Yeah.
My favorite other
Demoralizing.
alternate Coom memory is how Chris the intern is not even coming to his going away party tomorrow. So that's like a future memory that I'm going to have just because he said he would rather do anything else.
Yeah, I was ruthless.
Shout
I
out to
think
Chris
he's-
the intern.
Honestly, I think he's going to be at home just curled up on the couch.
He's probably
reading a
found
book.
himself one of those scooters and he's ripping around the city. And that's
If he's
all
the
he
one who
wants to do.
took it in front of my apartment the other day, I'm going to be pissed.
Go check Chris. I was like, guarantee he's got it.
He's like 2 blocks away from me, and I was dumb enough to tell him that I had one out there. I'm fairly certain he grabbed it.
My favorite Coom memory is that time we got really drunk at the season opening party. We had a good time doing that. And I don't know, we just like got drunk and watched the Oilers, and there's a nice picture of us standing in front of the Nation truck. It's a very wholesome memory. My other favorite one is when I booked you onto my radio show to talk Blue Jays, and then at the last minute I said, sorry, I got Scott Mitchell from TSN instead. I just completely bailed on you. And you took it like a champ, so that's my other favorite memory of you.
Well,
I got
Yeah,
to
but-
appreciate the fact that in all of ON, he right now is leading the charge back to the bar.
that is true.
It used to be a big thing when Wanye and Jay were a little younger.
They're very old now.
We had a couple more evenings down there,
Mm-hmm.
and young Coom keeps coming.
The Raptors parties.
Bringing
Absolutely.
50
the
people.
Raptors.
He'd have 50 people for these Raptor games.
That was good. I'm going to miss you, buddy. You're going to have a good time. I'm jealous. You're going to be traveling. You're going to be experiencing new things. You're going to be looking at translucent Irish people. They don't get any sun.
Translution?
Yeah, it's
Translation?
Like me.
Yeah. So you're gonna have a great time. We're gonna be in touch. We will have some Coops hypotheticals coming up on the podcast from Tyler.
Forgot his fucking name.
Oh, are you still here? And that's gonna wrap it for Oilers Nation Radio episode 50. This is Coom's last show in a minute. We're still gonna have him in one form or another. Please enjoy Ireland responsibly. Thank you to Sherwood for the Giant and skipthedishes.ca for making all this possible. That's it for episode 50. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Shout out Damien.
Best wishes.
Thanks for listening to Oilers Nation Radio, a member of the Nation Network of Podcasts. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media to stay up to date and never miss a podcast.